So here we have Meals with Simon. Meal I prepared is enough to feed easily 4 to 6, depending on appetite. I've stir-fried pork shoulder strips, flavoured with Chinese 5-spice, garlic granules and cornflour. Stir-fried with onion, carrot batons or julienne carrots, red peppers, some red chilli peppers medium, and a little bit of finger chilli hotter ones. And then finished off with some browned cashew nuts. And then here we have some just very simple light flavoured vegetable chow mein with noodles, bean sprouts, onion, celery, chestnut mushrooms and spring onion. So today we're having vegetable chow mein, so we're using medium egg noodles. The vegetables we're using are bean sprouts, spring onion, celery, chestnut mushrooms, some of the onion and some garlic. And we're going to use some chicken bouillon and we're going to use some light soy. So with that we're going to serve a Chinese 5-spice and cornflour coated diced up pork shoulder steaks, and that's going to be cooked with a little bit of chopped tomato, some red peppers, some finely done carrot batons and red and green chilies, medium red and standard green finger chilies, and in that there's going to be a little bit of cashew nuts, and that's going to be done as the meat dish. And there'll be some garlic granules, Chinese 5-spice and a little bit of coarse black pepper and some of the onion. Halve the pork shoulder steaks. So I'm finely slicing the pork loin into strips at an angle to increase the surface area, to take the flavour and to help speed the cooking up. So we have the coating for the pork shoulder strips. This has got 2 teaspoons of coarse ground black pepper, about 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons of garlic granules, and 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of Chinese 5-spice, and that's blended with 2 teaspoons of the cornflour, and it's thoroughly blended before we sprinkle it onto the pork. Okay. So we're going to sprinkle it onto the pork, stir it in with the fork, turn it and then coat the other side. So the carrots have been peeled and then cut into roughly 2.5–3 inch chunks. Then going to cut them into strips and then cut them again to make them into carrot batons, and that's to go with the pork. So cut one strip off the back of the carrot, then it will sit on your chopping board, and then cut it into thin strips using a very sharp knife. Keep your fingers out of the way, I'm not the expert chef, so I'm not doing it at the speed of light. And then we go the other way to get your batons. So we're now doing the peppers into batons as well. Top and tail of the pepper, slice out the core. And then we're going to do those into batons too. So halve your onion, cut it into wedges, and cut it the other way. So 2 red chilies. I like my food quite spicy, so I'm including the seeds, and I'm adding some 3 finger chilies to increase the heat. If you don't like your food too spicy, just stick with the 2 medium chilies, and if you want it even milder, remove your seeds. So this is the finger chili, just cut. So we're cutting the garlic into very thin slivers. Right, lengthways. This is when you need really sharp knives. So, nice ripe tomatoes, ripened on the windowsill, just coarsely chopping them. So this is the meat and veg crête for the pork dish. Pork rubbed with the seasoning, chopped up tomatoes, the spice, garlic, chilli, red and green, onions, red peppers, and almost julienne stroke baton carrots. So, now prepping the veg for the chow mein. Got my 2 celery sticks, cut at an angle, increases the surface area for the stir fry, and gives you a more uniform size. Split your spring onion in half, particularly big ones. And then chop them into inch strips again, side angle perhaps, then cook more evenly. Smallish onion, just finely sliced. Stalks off the chestnut mushrooms. We've got reasonably large pieces here. The vegetables prepped for the chow mein. You've got onions, spring onions, mushrooms, some celery in there, bean sprouts. If you're doing a vegetarian and no meat dish, then I'd probably add to this sliced carrots, probably some sliced cabbage or some pieces of broccoli to get a more balanced mix, and you could even put some nuts in to that if you wish, if you're not having meat. Pre-cooking the cashews. Cashews are browned. And we set those aside to put into the dish at the end, and the oils from the cashews will have flavoured the oil for the stir fry, and it's really hot, the oil. Now we stir fry the meat. The noodles are pre-soaking in boiling water. So the noodles are in boiling water, soaking for a good 5 minutes or so. Just breaking the meat up. Pork starting to brown. Just keeping it stir fried so that all the sides are coated in brown. Pork is ready. It's been thoroughly browned on all sides, so now it's going to be removed, put aside while we do the veg. So stir frying the veg for the meat dish. Onions first. Add peppers. At the same time, we're now going to do the veg with currently onions and celery for the chow mein. Start to see some colour on the onions. Peppers and the onions are stir fried. Add the flavour, the garlic and the chillies. Add the julienne carrot batons. Mushrooms going into the chow mein veg. Again, the onions and the celery are softening. Add the bean sprouts. Adding the tomatoes, the pork dish. So adding some light oil to the chow mein. Adding the spring onions to the chow mein. Do those very near the end because you don't want to lose their colour. Noodles have been pre-softened and cooked, so they are going into the chow mein. These are medium egg noodles, very easy to get in the supermarkets. Adding the pork back in. Returning the cashew nuts. stir-fried pork shoulder strips flavoured with Chinese 5-spice, garlic granules and cornflour. Stir-fried with onion, carrot batons or julienne carrots, red peppers, some red chili peppers medium, and a little bit of finger chili hotter ones, and then finished off with some browned cashew nuts. And then here we have some just very simple light flavoured vegetable chow mein with noodles, bean sprouts, onion, celery, chestnut mushrooms and spring onion.
Would you try this out? Comment while you're in below. Please like, subscribe or follow for more smashing foods and recipes. Thanks for watching.